It was a great combination, you know, obviously having Book as a partner for those years and playing in front of Mike. But Mike and I had a good relationship, you know, since we were teenagers, 15 years old, playing together in different USA camps. And it's kind of before you really run into the differences in goaltenders from the rest of your team, and you start to see the different personalities. And I always saw Mike as just another member of the team. He was funny, he was involved, and yet you hear these stories about goaltenders that isolate themselves and have different personalities, and understandable as the last line of defense and the stress you go through and what your family goes through as that job. But Mike and I, just one of those things that we got along from an early age. So we knew that we were both drafted by the Rangers. We talked about it, you know, wouldn't that be great if we could be on the same team when we don't get if we don't get traded beforehand, and we can come up together. You know, sure enough, it happened, and we both went in there very similar. I was there for a few months longer than Mike to start the Ranger career off, and then Mike came up, and nothing had changed. He made the same comments that he made before.
Same stale jokes.
He'd ask me afterwards, he said, did I talk too much? Did I say too much? I go, nah, Ricky, they love that. They love that. As they were nailing his shoes down to the bench, cutting his laces and everything. But, and then on the ice, you know, this, especially the way I played and rushing the puck and getting involved and taking chances, you needed a goaltender that's not only exceptional and skilled, you need someone that's going to back you up in between whistles. And when you come back and it was your fault that you got caught in pinching, and you give him a tap on the pads and say, hey, thanks, Ricky, and he gives you kind of a laugh and a smile, and he goes, oh, I needed the work anyway. And the same way, vice versa, you know, like if someone would rip one off the post, and I go, Ricky is wide of the net, don't worry about it. And we had that type of relationship all the way through, even in the biggest games. It was just a friendship where we knew if we were joking, it was at the right time. Did a lot together, and you know, real special that we got to play that many years together in the NHL. And then with Book, like Mark said, kind of a guy at the right time for me and for the team. Came along. I was looked on a lot to be an offensive player on the team, and different players were coming and playing with me, and to have a big physical player like that, whose job was to intimidate physically, move the puck. He'd come off the ice a couple times and go, Leetch, you got to go over here, you got to do that, you got to do this. And I just nodded my head and I said, okay, Book, okay, Book. And I think he settled down, and he'd go, well, I didn't really mean that. I meant, I think he was so used to all the veterans in Edmonton and everything, telling him, Marty McSorley, telling him where to go, what to do, that he was expecting the same from me. And when I just kind of nodded, he realized, okay, maybe this is a partnership, and maybe this will work out. And after that, it was just, you know, how can we do this to get better? And after a year or two, there was not a lot of talking. We knew where the other guy was going, and I knew if a player was coming down on me, I would favor the boards and try and get that player towards the middle of the ice. Book would come across. There were gloves and sticks flying everywhere. And I would pick up the puck on the other side, look for Mess or someone else to pass it and head up ice. But it was a good partnership, and it was one of those ones that, you know, it's a big reason that your career was the way it ended up, because you had players that you played with for so long.
Well, I'd always get Book to tell Brian what to do, so, you know. Brian, you should be over here. Mike says. No, I remember Book was coming up for a contract one year, and Neil Smith said he should bend over and kiss Brian right in the ass. He said, not sure what that has to do with his contract, but no, but he said, look, he owes so much to Brian, because Book was actually at arbitration, and I don't know, we had like, you know, 40 assists or something like that. They all came off of Brian's stick first, you know. And I think we were all benefit from greatness, right? I mean, we all owe something to Mark, we owe something to Adam. I know that I've played so many years behind Brian. I think I had 5 assists one year, and like, well, you seem to be getting kind of offensive, Brian. I was screened, I let out juicy rebound, Brian picked it up and went in. I'll take the assist, you know.